Level 1. Ashigaru. Your feet are sore again. The straw sandals fell apart 2 days ago, somewhere between home and here. You walk barefoot now, like you did in the rice paddies back home. The spear across your shoulder weighs nothing. You've carried heavier. Rice bales, your drunk father, and your baby sister when she had the fever. The spear is bamboo with a cheap iron tip. The armorer laughed when he handed it to you, said it would break on the first impact. You're walking in a column of 300 men. Some are farmers like you. Others are fishermen, charcoal burners, a monk who stopped believing. None of you know each other's names. Names don't matter to Ashigaru. You're foot soldiers, peasants with sharp sticks. The samurai ride past on horses. Their swords cost more than your entire village earns in a year. They don't look at you. You're furniture to them. The march stops at midday. A supply wagon rolls up, and someone throws rice balls into the crowd. You catch one. You shove half in your mouth before anyone can take it, and you save the other half in your sleeve. The man next to you didn't catch one. He's maybe 16. He's shaking. You break your half in two and hand him a piece. He looks at you like you've handed him gold. Tonight, you'll sleep in the mud beside 10,000 others. Tomorrow, you'll march into the Great Valley to face the enemy. Your only job is to not die. Level 2. Ronin. The knife comes out of nowhere. You're 2 drinks into a bad night at a gambling house when the Ronin across the table decides he doesn't like your face. Maybe it's the way you're still wearing your swords when you clearly can't afford to eat. Maybe he's just mean. It doesn't matter. The knife is already in the air. You move before you think. The knife buries itself in cheap wood beside you. The Ronin draws his sword. So do 2 of his friends. 3 against 1. 3 Ronin just like you. Samurai who lost their masters and became drifters. 6 months ago, you had a lord, a stipend, a name. Then your master backed the wrong side, and the shogunate erased his domain. All retainers were dismissed. Retainers are samurai that serve a lord. Now you're a wave man, tossed by the tide, guarding gambling dens for rice money. Your katana clears its sheath. The first man lunges. He's sloppy. You sidestep and let his momentum carry him past you. Then you strike his arm. He drops his sword and stumbles. 1 down, 2 to go. They're smarter now, circling you. The one distracts you while the other commits. You step to him. Your blade finds the gap in his armor. He falls. 1 left. The leader. He's calculating. He sees you favor your left leg from an old injury. He smiles. He comes in fast, targeting that leg. He presses you. Your short blade clears its sheath. You catch him under the chin, and he goes down. You stand in the silence, 3 men down. The owner emerges shaking. He looks at the wreckage, then at you. He reaches under the counter and pulls out a string of coins. He needs a new guard. You take the coins. You don't ask about the men on the floor. Nothing is your problem anymore except eating tomorrow. Level 3. Gokinen. The appointment letter arrived yesterday. You read it 4 times. Your hands shook. Gokinen, direct retainer to the shogunate. The lowest rank, yes, but you serve the shogun now, not some regional lord. Your stipend is small, enough to rent a modest house in the capital and keep 2 servants, barely enough to maintain your armor and horses. But the stipend isn't the point. The point is the audience. Today, you enter the Great Castle for the first time. You walk through the outer gates with 40 other Gokinen. All of you wear your best clothes. All of you pretend you're not terrified. You reach the Great Hall, kneel on tatami that probably cost more than your annual stipend. But the Shogun doesn't appear. You're Gokinen. You'll never see the Shogun unless you spend 30 years climbing this ladder. Instead, a mid-level official reads your name from a scroll, confirms your appointment, dismisses you in the same breath. The whole ceremony takes 8 seconds. You walk out into the sunlight. Your legs are numb. You're nobody, a name on a list, a cog in a machine. But you're in the machine now. Level 4. Han Samurai. Your domain is far from the capital. Your lord is an outsider whose family backed the wrong side at the Great War. You've never seen the capital. You probably never will. Your life is the castle town. Morning drills in the courtyard, paperwork in the afternoon, tax records, land surveys, settling disputes between merchants. You inspect the armory once a month, counting rusty spears nobody will ever use. The last war ended 60 years ago. You were born into peace. Your children will live in peace. You practice swordsmanship 3 times a week. Your cuts are clean, but you have never drawn your blade outside the training hall. The domain's finances are bad. They've been bad your whole life. Your stipend arrives late most months. A letter comes from your cousin in the capital. He's Gokunin now. He serves the shogun directly. His stipend is smaller than yours, but his future is bigger. You write back. Congratulations. You don't mention that you've started teaching writing to merchant sons for extra money. Some things don't need to be said. Level 5. Hatamoto. 8,000 families hold this rank. You're one of them. Hatamoto means under the banner. It means your ancestors stood close to the first lord on the battlefield. It means your family served this shogunate, and now the shogunate rewards you. Your stipend is large. Your house in the capital has 16 rooms. You keep servants, horses, and a second residence in the countryside. More importantly, you have the right of audience. When you enter the castle, you don't kneel in the outer halls. You pass deeper to the inner chambers. If the shogun summons you, you see his face. Today's business is dull. A budget dispute regarding embezzled funds. The evidence is clear, but punishment requires 3 weeks of meetings, 14 signatures, and a formal review. You sign your portion, pass the papers to the next man. This is power. Not swords and battles, but paper and seals, and patience. Your son is 12. He trains with the best sword instructors. He studies classics. He will inherit your rank, your house, your place in the hierarchy. He will also inherit this boredom. You sign another document. A tax adjustment for a village you've never visited. Somewhere a farmer's life just changed, and you'll never know his name. Level 6. Tozama Daimyo. The arrow punches through the banner 6 inches from your head. Samurai swarm around you, shields up. Bandits, bold ones. They've hit your team on the mountain pass. 40 wagons of supplies stretch behind you. A second arrow bounces off your armor. You draw your sword. Haven't used it in combat since you were 19. Your captain fights to your side. Rocks and arrows rain down. A horse tumbles off the cliff. You have a choice. Push forward or climb. You're off your horse, scrambling up the slope, sword in your teeth. Your bodyguards follow. A bandit appears above you, draws back his bow, but he hesitates. He sees your crest and realizes he's about to attack a daimyo. You're high-ranking, but since your family backed the wrong side in a war, the shogun doesn't trust you. That hesitation costs the man. Your captain's arrow takes him down. 5 bandits left. They see you, mud-covered and sword raised, and they run. You don't chase them. You stand on the ridge, watching your procession burn below. 14 retainers lost, 8 horses, and 3 wagons of gifts meant for the shogun. Level 7. Fundai Daimyo. The council chamber is cold. You sit at the head of the table, the council of elders in session. Across from you kneels a messenger representing a wealthy Tozama, a distrusted outsider. This is the difference between you. His master, the Toyama Daimyo, has more land, but here he is a guest. You are the landlord. Your ancestor stood with the first shogun, and you've been rewarded for that. The messenger pleads for a permit to repair a storm-damaged wall immediately. He claims it's an emergency. You look at the map and see a rebellion hiding behind a repair request. The outsiders must be kept bound by rules. You dip your brush in ink. You deny the request. You order a 3-month inspection. The messenger leaves, defeated by a piece of paper. Level 8. Shinpan Daimyo.